Hey everybody, welcome to Goshen Prepping. I hope this video at the very least is very thought-provoking for you and will help you make the decisions you need to be prepared for what's coming. Because when it comes to prepping and preparedness, I'll be honest with you, emotions often get involved. I mean, even for me too. And I try to separate myself from the emotions and stay level-headed. There are certain things you absolutely should do when it comes to prepping, but there's absolutely some things you should not do as well. So let's go into like a little discussion about this for a few minutes to help you understand the mindset you should have when it comes to prepping. Because prepping should be about level-headed, but it also should be geared toward the long term, long haul. And I find that when it comes to preparedness and prepping, people often get caught up in short term, like, oh my gosh, I better do this right now. And sometimes that does happen, but try to think of the long haul and make this more of a lifestyle change rather than simply just trying to jump at every single piece of bad news or emergencies that might be coming your way. All right, so first, let's talk about what we should do, the things to do, things we want to buy, et cetera, to be ready. Now, financially speaking, I get from viewers all the time, by the way, that, oh, all the stuff you talk about on here and show cost a lot of money. And I don't have a lot of money. I'm on a very fixed budget, and I completely get that. But even more so, I want you to understand that having the correct prepping mindset, you really should be taking this avenue for the fact that, especially if you're on a very financially, dependent budget, you want to be able to still buy these things. Because if you do it the wrong way, it actually will cost you more money in the long run. I mean, it's a very simple, which is not what I'm talking about, by the way, but very simply like inflation. For example, right now, or go back a couple of years ago, and you can get a can of corn from the dollar store for $1. And then now their cans of corn are $1.25 because of inflation. Inflation's not stopping. It is still continuing, especially when it comes to groceries. So that same can of corn will be like $1.50 a year from now, $1.75 a couple of years from now. And so literally by buying the can of corn now, you're saving money for the long term because its value is going to actually continue to increase, even if you don't like corn. If you don't like GMO stuff, that's fine. You could sell it to somebody else for $1.75 or $2 in the future, and you just made some money. Good job. That's not what we're talking about. When we talk about as far as prepping goes, and we talk about doing things financially stable, there's a lot of ways you can buy things and do it smartly. Let me give you like devil's advocate right here. Here's a great example. Let's say that every month, because you are on a budget, you have $10 you can apply toward meat. And obviously there's a lot of options. I mean, the worst option, by the way, is like buying like cheap hot dogs. I'm not saying cheap hot dogs, but hot dogs themselves are cheap and has so much processed stuff in them. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy a hot dog now and then, I do. But when we talk about trying to even stay healthy, buying $10 worth of hot dogs may not be your best bet. And of course, if you go buy ground beef, what's ground beef going for right now? My wife is the one who buys the ground beef, $2.50 a pound. Please don't kill me if I'm way off on that. But let's say it's $2.50 a pound. And obviously $10, you could buy 4 pounds of it for a month. Yeah, it's not too bad. But instead of doing this, let's shop for sales. So instead of saying I need to buy my ground beef at $2.50 a pound, 4 pounds of it, I just saw a sale. Even right now, well after Thanksgiving, by the way, there's at Aldi, they had turkey going for 99 cents a pound for a full turkey. So instead of buying the ground beef this month, since the turkey's on sale, buy a turkey or 2 if your budget works on it, and then use that time to learn to can. Prepare the turkey. Even if you don't know how to can right now, go ahead and prepare the turkey and bake it and whatever you want to do, and then chop it up and process it and freeze it at the very least. But obviously you can learn to can the turkey, it'd be even better. And you literally just got pound for pound far more turkey than you would have gotten for that roast beef or the beef, or even more so than hot dogs are really not good for you. The thing is, when people talk about they don't have enough money to prep and they're trying to live on a budget, I actually applaud you for that. Because when people talk about spending a lot of extra money, things they shouldn't be buying in the first place, that's where you get in the danger zone. So doing it frugally and buying, like, for example, turkey because it's on sale is the way to go. And we're not talking about just turkey, obviously. We're talking about anything that could save money, and canned foods is the way to go. When we were down in Florida, Winn-Dixie was having a sale on some canned beans. I think it was black beans. I mean, it was such a really good price that I'm not kidding you, I filled up a shopping cart full of canned black beans. And the cashier looked at me. It's so funny. And she's like, is there something I should know? And I'm like, yeah, actually there is. Seeing if she's like, okay, beep, beep, scan. She didn't even really care. She saw that we were buying a lot of it for some reason, but didn't really truly want to come out of her head, her little bubble, to see what was going on. There's always something going on, by the way. And buying it on sale, if you buy it for half the price, I think that's what it was, by the way, half price cans. I was like, I can't turn that down. I have some extra money. I'm going to put it into canned beans. It's only going to go up in price. I'm saving money in the long run. But you do have to be extremely careful about this. And please hear these words. And this is such a funny story. Just because it's on sale doesn't mean you should get it. In fact, sometimes when things are on sale or on clearance because they want to get rid of it, there's a reason for it. It's probably because it tastes like garbage. So when Ashley and I, years and years and years ago, started prepping, they had, it wasn't even Manwich Bold, which is still around. It was like some kind of like spicy Manwich sauce. And I like a good Manwich now and then. And of course, I had the mindset of, oh, I need to stockpile. We need to get this stuff into it. And I really kind of did it more on the emotional side. And sure enough, they had this spicy Manwich sauce. Oh, you know what? It was just a big sale. And they had regular Manwich sauce, half price. And so did I buy 1 or 2 or 10 cans? No, I bought every single can they had. And for regular Manwich sauce, that was great. But she's like, Ashley has such a level head. She was like, should we buy the spicy stuff since we've never had it before? I was like, yeah, we should. It's half price. And we bought every can of their spicy Manwich sauce. I'm talking about probably 30 to 40 cans, if I remember right. And so I was very excited about our new prep edition that we got. So what did we do? We celebrated by making spicy Manwiches. And the first day, they weren't bad. I was like, okay, I thought it was going to taste better than this. After a week, we decided to make them again, and it was much better than the first time. And then like a month later, we got it again. And after the third time, I was like, Ashley, you're so right. They were disgusting. Still, I mean, we kept them for quite a while and would still try to add them in. But if you ever do this and try to buy something that you've never tried before when it comes to prepping, you, just for the fact that you're trying to force yourself to eat it, will make you detest it even more. So just because something's on sale or on clearance in this case, doesn't mean you should buy it. Buy stuff you know for a fact you're going to like. And now we have a thing where we'll buy a few of them, try them out at home, then hopefully we'll make it back to the grocery store to get the rest of them if that's the case, which sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. But it's better to not have them in the store than buying stuff that you'll never eat. Okay, so make sure you do this. Make sure you watch the sales and buy the stuff. And if you only have a certain amount of money going to groceries, again, you want to be frugal and not go over your budget. I applaud you on that. But it doesn't mean you can't still prep, because let's say you have 5 cans of corn on sale today and they were $1 each, another 50 cents. Well, now you can afford twice as many cans of corn, but you're like, but I like peas too. That's fine. Go ahead and just buy the corn now. And the next month, hopefully the peas will be on sale. And literally after a few months, you've doubled your inventory, tripled it by simply just buying one type right now. And so you can work that way. In fact, I made a video all about a really good technique on getting basically food for free. And I'll link that video at the end of this. That's things you should do. All right, you ready? Here we go. Here's something you should not do. You should never do. And I find the prepping community even almost tries to push this direction, and that is going into debt buying prepping stuff. I'm all about making sure you are financially sound. And that's why I applaud the people who are like, I'm on a budget. I applaud you because obviously you have a budget and you know your spending limits are. Do not go into debt buying stuff. Do not, I'll say it again, do not go into debt buying stuff. Because if you are doing that, we know that you are literally doing this in emotion because you're like, you know what? The world's about to collapse tomorrow. No, it's not. I mean, I believe we are heading for a depression. I believe we are heading to World War III. And you should be doing everything you can to prepare for that. But I don't believe the answer is going into debt to do that. I think that's a very dangerous scenario. At the very least, let's say this, that this month, you know what? I only have $100 to buy groceries, extra groceries. Let's say I have $100 extra just to buy some extra prepping stuff to put in your prepper pantry. But you're like, you know what? I saw all this stuff on sale. I'm going to go ahead and spend $200 or $300 now, but I'm going to use it with my credit card. See if this makes sense to you. If you don't have the money to buy it this month, then what's it going to be like next month to buy all the buy prepping stuff? And then worse yet, now you have interest charges on top of that of stuff that you couldn't afford in the first place. It would be much better for you to buy what you can afford, try to buy it in bulk, for example, what you can afford, and instead use that extra time to either work on the preps you have at home, work on drills and stuff with your family, be able to prepare, try out your gear, or even more of this, try to find like a really fun, interesting way to make some money. It's actually really easy if you put your mind to it. And it could be simply just, you know what, a friend thing. Hey, friend, I used to be a plumber. I can come over and help you fix your pipes, and you don't even have to get paid. You can say, if you do that, I work for cans of SpaghettiOs. Not SpaghettiOs, that's disgusting. But cans of corned beef hash, there you go. I'll come over and help you with your pipe in your bathroom that doesn't seem to be working. And, you'll give me 5 cans of corned beef hash? Deal, because we love corned beef hash. Do whatever you can to try to work on things like that. Everybody has, in my opinion, gifts or talents they're really good at. Everybody does. And just trying to do it here and there, you'd be surprised how much extra money you can make, or possibly make it so you trade. If I come over and teach your kids to play piano for an hour twice a week, you will give me X amount of boxes of pasta, whatever. Be creative. That's the point. But the thing is, what you do not want to do, you do not want to go into debt buying, especially food, because it's only going to cascade and make it worse. Because if you're in a situation you can't afford it now, how are you going to afford it next month if you have to pay for it, and plus the interest too? All right. Anyway, I would like to have in the comments below creative ways that you're able to buy stuff either cheap, maybe you got some really good sale items, or you're able to work at a store to get some food. Put it in the comments below. I'd love to see some of those stories. But anyways, in the meantime, watch this video here to see ways to get food, practically speaking, for free. Thanks for watching.